We look at the dollar being ridiculously strong in 2022, and as strong as it's been in a very long time. And when you look at silver, which finished the year in dollar terms up about 3.5–4% in the face of a massively strong dollar, to put that into context, the last time the dollar was this strong, silver was less than $5 an ounce. And so it just goes to show how strong silver demand is. When you look at, for example, it's a little bit easier to, I think, to figure this out in terms of gold. When you look at what gold has done this year, it was unchanged in dollar terms. Silver, as I mentioned, was up 83 cents or 3.6%. Gold, you look at gold in euros and UK pounds. In the UK, the gold was up 11.8%, setting all new all-time highs in the euro, up 5.8%. In other words, the dollar strength has kind of blurred the strength of gold and silver. The rest of the world is seeing these at or near all-time highs, especially in gold and silver, much better performing in other currency terms than in the dollar. But when you look at silver compared to stocks, bonds, real estate, and cryptocurrencies, it outperformed than all of them, even in dollar terms, and with a dollar that was inordinately strong. And I'll tell you something, man, if you take a look at the dollar index on one chart laid over the silver futures price, you will see that when the dollar is strong, silver is inverted. It
Oh yeah.
underperforms. Dollar turns, silver outperforms. One other thing that I'd like to mention in terms of 23 outlook, that anytime that we've seen silver touch 92 to 1 or thereabouts, there's been 4 times since the year 2000. Anytime that happens, bang, it goes straight down the other way. Sometimes it takes years, or sometimes it takes months, like it did in 2010 and 11. Its average ratio, gold to silver, which, for 150 years, that average ratio, price ratio, has been about 42 to 1. And now it's coming out of the ground at 7 to 1.
Right.
That ratio had a lot to do with logistics and storage and the industrial revolution and all of the things that have gone into gold being more of a monetary metal than silver. All of a sudden, silver has woken up and is standing side by side with gold for its monetary purposes. So all of these ratios, I think, will really even accentuate themselves more when things start to correct. And I can simply tell you that everything from its ratio, from its geologic footprint, from the strength of the dollar probably turning over, the fundamentals could not be better for silver. And
Yeah.
sometimes in life, you just got to have strong fingertips, and you got to be able to hang on and trust your conviction and trust your gut. And remember that this is not about becoming wealthy. And you may, it has better, I think, fundamentals than just about any investment on the planet. And that includes something like Bitcoin, which you could argue has great
Right.
fundamentals. For some people's mind, it does. Some people's it doesn't. Silver is a store of value, but it also has, I believe, speculative investment potential. But I don't view it that way. I view it as the most undervalued asset on the planet that will have its day. Absolutely. And why not 2023? Fundamentals are pointing towards that for sure. It's interesting. Maybe I look at things the wrong way, but when I think of silver, I think it's conservative. I think it's a conservative play that offers tremendous upside potential. There's an anomaly there. Normally, you don't associate something that's conservative that you look at as a tool of preservation, as a tool of income generation, or
Yeah.
as a tool of profit. No one wants to buy it when it's cheap, only when it goes up. When you speak about human emotion, this is why there's a whole school of investment ideology and wave theory. Kondratiev wave, Elliott wave, it speaks to human emotions. That's why so few people ever succeed in investing, because no one wants to break free from the herd. You want to follow the herd where the emotion is, where you have to see with your own eyes validation of a trend instead of trusting your gut and your intuition, that the valuation is so absurd that it doesn't matter that the herd thinks you're unconventional and doing things that seem strange. Your gut knows that, hey, it's important to buy low and sell high, like we were told when we're young. And when you talk to guys like Rick Rule, who has made a very huge impact instrumentally on my life and on my career, he'll tell you that the most success he's ever had for himself and for his clients has been when purchasing when no one would have ever made that purchase. The point of it is that when the fundamentals are so amazing the way that they are in silver, when all of the fundamentals that you cover, and in the video you did yesterday, where you talk about all of them one after the other, and yet the price doesn't quite make sense, and you see such a shortage of supply globally, um, it betrays the price. And when you see silver actually finish the year up and hang in there at such a strong dollar threshold, where the last time the dollar was this strong, it was under $5 an ounce, it means something. And so, yeah, I think that I think we haven't seen anything yet. And it's interesting that people have to be validated before they catch on. And that's one of the reasons I think people are drawn to you, in that, you've been speaking fundamentals as a young guy for a long time, and you haven't been following the crowd. But when the crowd turns around to see where silver is, you won't just be someone who's been, you know, singing from the rooftops. You need to buy silver to the few people who are listening. You will be a leader in the industry. Take your place, rightfully so, as someone who has been saying this all along. See the value in buying an asset like silver, which has such tremendous fundamentals. And oh, by the way, it's on sale. You're supposed to be happy when it's on sale. And that's really, it should be the same way with investments as well. And silver, despite its incredible fundamentals, is on sale. I guess the bottom line is simply this: when Bitcoin was taking off, the people who realized the value in it when it was $1 or $2 or $3 or $5 or $10 or $20 or $50, no one thought there was real value, but the people who understood it for what it was. But it's interesting, when it was $40,000 and $50,000, the herd was flat. Oh my God, it's going to 250, it's going to $1 million, and then it hit 65,000 and collapsed. Now there are people who are saying, like Peter Schiff, that it'll go to zero, and he wouldn't buy it under any circumstances. And there are other people who are smart and well respected who say it's going to $250,000 this year. Right. I really do believe, when you look at the wealthy people in this world, the common denominator to all the wealthy people is not their bank account, it's their assets. Wealthy people have assets. Assets feed you, liabilities eat you. And so I just think that when you look at silver, it's a real asset, one that is needed in industry and demanded and sought after voraciously over the last several years anyway, in monetary applications.